I'm not the kind of guy who starts wars. But when you mess with my golf cart, my pride and joy, my little green escape machine, you're begging for a reckoning. I live in this cookie-cutter neighborhood, you know, the kind with perfect lawns, identical mailboxes, and an HOA that acts like they're the FBI, CIA, and God all rolled into one. Last summer, they towed my golf cart for violating Regulation 47B, subsection 12, which basically means I parked it 3 inches too close to my own damn driveway. Yeah, that happened. I've been in this neighborhood, Sunny Hills. What a laugh for about 5 years. It's me, my wife Tara, and our 2 dogs, living in a beige split level that looks like every other house on the block. The golf cart was my one rebellion. This forest green beauty I'd tricked out with a cooler rack, LED underglow, and a horn that plays Sweet Caroline. I'd cruise it to the community pool. The mailbox? Hell. Sometimes just around the cul-de-sac to feel the breeze. The kids loved it. The dogs loved it. And I loved the looks I'd get from the HOA board, especially Karen. Not a Karen. The Karen. Karen Whitaker, president of the Sunny Hills HOA, with her bob haircut, her clipboard, and a smile that says, "I'm about to ruin your day." Karen had it out for me from day one. Maybe it was the time I accidentally left my Christmas lights up till February, or maybe it's because I waved at her once with a beer in my hand, whatever. She decided I was the neighborhood's public enemy number 1. Every month, I'd get a letter. Your grass is 0.2 inches too tall. Your mailbox flag is faded. Your dog barked at 7:03 a.m., disturbing the peace. I'd roll my eyes, mow the lawn, and move on. But the golf cart, that was personal. It was a Saturday morning, sun barely up, and I'm sipping coffee on my porch when I see a tow truck hauling my cart away. No warning, no note. Just Karen standing there in her khaki capris, supervising like she's directing a SWAT team. I jog over, still in my flip-flops, and I'm like, "Karen, what the hell?" She hands me a citation, says my cart was improperly parked and aesthetic non-compliance. I'm standing there, dumbfounded, as my cart, my baby, disappears down the street. "You'll get it back for $250, she says, not even looking at me, after you submit a compliance form. $250 for parking in my own driveway. I paid the fine, got my cart back, but the whole thing lit a fire in me. You know that feeling when you're so mad you can't think straight, but you know you're not going to let it slide. That was me. I wasn't just going to take this lying down. Tara saw the look in my eye and said, "Babe, don't do anything stupid." I just grinned and said, "Stupid, nah. I'm going legendary." Here's where it gets good. I started digging into the HOA rules, every single line of their 87-page manifesto. Took me 3 nights and a bottle of bourbon, but I found it no rule against owning multiple golf carts, and no limit on where I could park them as long as they were on my property or public streets. Oh, and the kicker. The HOA office sat on a public lot, surrounded by public parking spaces. You see where this is going. I didn't just want revenge. I wanted it to sting. I wanted Karen to wake up every morning and see her precious HOA kingdom under siege. So, I went online eBay, Craigslist, local classifieds, and started buying golf carts. Cheap ones, beat-up ones, ones that looked like they'd been through a war. I got 5 of them for under $2,000 total. Each uglier than the last one, was hot pink with a ripped seat. Another had a busted headlight. One even had a bumper sticker that said, "Honk if you love tacos." I had them delivered to my buddy Mike's garage. He's the kind of guy who thinks any plan involving chaos is a great plan. And we spent a weekend pimping them out. Not fancy, mind you. Just enough to make them loud air horns. Neon paint. One got a fake flame decals. The plan was simple, but beautiful. Park every single cart around the HOA office. Perfectly legal. In every public spot I could find. But first, I needed a distraction. Enter Mike's cousin, Tony, who's basically a human plot twist. Tony's a part-time DJ, part-time landscaper, and full-time agent of chaos. He's got this beat-up van with speakers that could wake a coma patient, and he owed me a favor. I told him, "Tony, I need you to roll up to the HOA office during their Tuesday meeting, blast some reggaeton, and act like you're delivering plants." He didn't even ask why, just said, "Bet." Tuesday rolls around, 7 p.m. sharp. The HOA boards in their little glass-walled office. Karen at the head of the table, probably lecturing about mailbox uniformity. Tony pulls up in his van, speakers thumping gasolina, and starts unloading random ferns from Home Depot. The board's distracted. Half of them are at the window yelling at Tony, who's pretending he doesn't speak English. Meanwhile, I'm with Mike, driving the golf carts in like a low-budget cavalry. We park them in every spot around the office, 5 carts, nose to tail, circling their precious headquarters like sharks. I even left a note on one compliant parking, per Regulation 47B. Love, your neighbor. The look on Karen's face when she stepped outside, priceless. Like she'd swallowed a lemon and it was fighting its way back up. She starts yelling, "This is unacceptable," and I'm just leaning against the pink cart, sipping a soda, going, "What's the problem?" Karen. "They're street legal." She's flipping through her rule book, getting redder by the second. But she's got nothing. The rules are the rules. And I played them better than she ever did. For the next week, those carts stayed there. Every morning, I'd drive one to work, yeah. I got a few weird looks at the hardware store and park it back at the office by evening. Neighbors started talking. Some thought it was hilarious. Others were annoyed. But nobody ratted me out. Even old Mr. Jenkins, who's basically the neighborhood's grumpy cat, gave me a nod one day like, "Nice work, kid." But here's the twist. Karen didn't just give up. Oh no, she doubled down. She sent me a new citation, claiming the carts were creating a public nuisance. I'm thinking, a nuisance, lady. You towed my cart for 3 inches. I was ready to escalate, maybe rent a 6th cart. Maybe wrap one in Christmas lights, but Tara put her foot down. "You've made your point," she said. "Don't turn this into World War golf cart." She was right. But I wasn't done yet. I decided to go out with a bang. I organized a neighborhood golf cart parade on social media, invited everyone to bring their carts, bikes, whatever, and cruise by the HOA office for a community unity event. I didn't expect much, but holy hell, people showed up. Kids on scooters, a guy on a unicycle, even Mrs. Lopez with her electric wheelchair decked out in streamers. We rolled by the office, horns blaring, music playing, and Karen just stood there, arms crossed, looking like she was about to combust. In the end, I sold the extra carts, made a small profit, and kept my green baby parked right where it belonged in my driveway, 3 inches off the line, just to mess with her. The HOA's been quieter since, but I know Karen's watching, waiting for me to slip up. And you know what? Let her. I've got my cart, my neighbor's respect, and a story nobody's gonna forget. But here's the thing. Did I go too far? Was it petty? Or was it justice? I mean, yeah, I stuck it to Karen. But some folks say I stirred up drama in a quiet neighborhood. Others say the HOA had it coming. What do you think? Drop your take in the comments. Petty revenge or righteous payback? I'm dying to hear. The end.